Hey y'all, this is TCA Gaming. So in this video we're going to open up some pretty unique packs. I don't think I've ever seen packs like this before. We are also going to open up some legit Shining Legends booster packs, and maybe from the word that I use right there you can kind of guess what we're going to open up. I'm just giving you guys a little preview because I'm going to read through something here in a minute and then we'll open up those booster packs. But first we're going to start off with these 5 Shining Legend booster packs. Most of you saw the previous video where I was opening up one of the Shining Legends Elite Trainers from the case that I bought just to check in case there was some non-holo rares inside of it. There has been some non-holographic cards that are supposed to be holographic come out of Shining Legends, and from what I can tell they were mainly catered towards the reprint Shining Legend Elite Trainer boxes. Now, that wasn't the case with the ones that we had. However, it's still a really cool set to open up. There are Shinings in it, there's GXs, there's a lot of stuff that people would really want. And we didn't pull anything good in the last one, but I can tell, I think from this right off the start, it looks like we're going to have a GX right here. Or, you know, at least an ultra rare, maybe it'll be a shiny or something like that, or shining or something like that. And you can kind of see it shining through a little bit off the top. Maybe some of you can pick up that little extra sliver that's coming through. So it looks like we're going to start this video off very well. Let's see what we have here. So we got that Bulbasaur, Reverse Holo Torcat, and Mewtwo GX. Yes, there we go. It looks so cool. Man, I bought so many Shining Legend booster packs when they first come out. I bet I had 200 Mewtwo GXs. It was relatively easy to pull the GX cards from the set because there's only 4. You've got Entei, Raichu, Mewtwo, and Zoroark. Zoroark was super playable. Raichu was very popular. Mewtwo was popular and playable. And then with the Entei, it was kind of like, eh. Some people paired it up with the Volcanion deck at the time. But other than that, most people didn't really go for it. With the full arts, you could get an Entei full art, you could get Pokemon Breeder, and I think that was it. Now, you could get Mewtwo, Entei, and Pokemon Breeder because the Raichu and Zoroark got their own like premium collection box. And then the hyper rares, you could get all of the hyper rares. Pretty sure you could get all the hyper rares. I'm trying to think of what they were. You could get the Entei, you could get the Raichu, you could get the Mewtwo, you could get the Zoroark, yeah. And then there's one secret rare in the set. It's another Mewtwo GX. So you could get Mewtwo GX, you could get him as a full art, you could get him as a hyper rare, and then you could also get him as the test tube Mewtwo. So there's only 4 different GXs, and yet you could get that one Mewtwo 4 different rarities. And then we've got a Holo Keldeo. The set was so hot. I mean, everybody liked opening up Shining Legends when the set came out. It was the first time Shinings had been reprinted since Neo. I'm trying to think if there was any Shinings past Neo Destiny. I do not think there were any past Neo Destiny. That's what I'm thinking off the top of my head. Like, it actually had they actually have Shining in the name, and then when you look at the card, it's textured, not holographic on the Pokemon, just like Neo Destiny. I think they nailed it with trying to copy what it was originally. Could have thrown a Charizard in there. That would have been cool. But other than that, Shining Legends was a set that I very much enjoyed. Let's see what we have here. Ooh, there's the Raichu GX. So we hit 2 GXs already. 2 out of 3 packs. Raichu got popular there. I can't remember what come out where it was being ran in a lot of decks. I mean, it wasn't anything like super playable like meta, but you had some rogue decks with it. So it was kind of the same way with the Mewtwo GX. It really wasn't something that was in the meta, but a lot of people tried running it. Zoroark most definitely was. In fact, it was in the World Championship decks for 2018. Great Ball, and then a Marshadow. This was in the World Championship decks for 2018. I can't remember if it made it in 2019 or not. I think it may have, because if you look at its ability, it's pretty good. Let Loose. When you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench during your turn, you have each player shuffle their hand into the deck and then draw 4 cards. So, I mean, it's like a deck hand reset. Looks like my daughter may have just walked in during the video. I thought she was asleep. Yeah, I'm doing a video, baby. Can you give me a few minutes? Thank you. My girls are so sweet. I wonder if she went around the front of the house because I know that the side door was locked coming through Mommy's bedroom. Alright, so we had 2 GXs, no shinings. Had that Raichu, and we had the Mewtwo. Now, what we're going to open up are these 3 packs, and I'm going to go over the note that he wrote me. So, hello TCA Gaming, my name is Miguel Angel. And then he has his information there. I can't really tell. Escazoid cards and bootleg. And I'm a vintage bootleg Pokemon cards collector. I'm a true lover of Pokemon cards, but I've always been also lover of oddities and weird. I think that's why I'm passionate about vintage bootleg Pokemon cards too. As I told you recently, I had the incredible luck of finding a large batch of vintage bootleg Pokemon booster boxes, something that I think just happened. Well, it just happened once in a lifetime. All of them contemporary to middle Wizards of the Coast era, approximately 2007. In this mail, I send you 3 boosters of the boxes of the bootleg set that among collector friends we call Tropical Island set. Date approximately 2000. Let's say it's a 1. Maybe it's a 7. It kind of looks like that up there. So maybe that was 2001 up there as well. I hope you enjoy them, and if they arrive correctly, I will send you from the 2 others different boxes I own. Thank you for your work in the community. Thank you for your videos. So I learned from you, and for having motivated me and inspired to share with others what my collection can offer. You are the best. P.S. Good luck with the pulls. Best pull possible is, of course, Holo Charizard. Card trick is easy. Holo is always on the first place on the front. So this is pretty cool. I mean, I'll tell you, I'm not for counterfeit cards or whatsoever, but this stuff was made, over a decade ago, probably closer to 2 decades ago. It's in no way in competition with the current market, and most of this stuff, it is obviously fake. It is obviously counterfeit. People aren't trying to pass this off as something that is real. It's something maybe somebody did for fun. Maybe somebody back then tried to pass it off as real, but it didn't get anywhere because it's obviously not. And so now collectors actually look out for this kind of stuff because they want to have the different oddities that you can find inside of this stuff. It doesn't make much sense to print this kind of stuff now because it costs more just to print this stuff and to make it up than it would it would be worth. But you know what, let's see what we have here. This is the front, so I'm going to turn the pack around. Turn around like that. So this should be the holo, and you can definitely tell, these cards are fake. The texture, the gloss, all that. But it's, the print quality isn't terrible. I've seen a lot worse. Oh wow, so check that out. Mewtwo, 1200 HP, and it's not even a Mewtwo, that's a Mew. In fact, I think that's a shiny Mew. And there's the Tropical Islands little set symbol right there. Huge attack. Man. Not even the right number. Number 96. Mew is number 151. Mewtwo is number 150. Not popular with girls because of its attitude. Can often be heard muttering to itself in a low voice. This is worth it just to read that crap. 54 out of 82, so that was from Team Rocket. It was probably some random Pokemon Drowsy maybe or something like that. I can't remember what number 54 is. Alright, so next up we have a Machop with 600 HP and 3 lines of single energies. Getting there, if you want to read down there. Because it never removes its skull helmet. No one has ever seen this Pokemon's real face. So that's from a Cubone. Definitely from a Cubone. Yeah, 50 out of 64, number 104, that's Cubone. I should not know that much detail about Pokemon. Next up we have a colorless Nidoran with 850 HP, pound, 150 damage. Wow. See if we can guess who this is down here. When its huge eyes light up, it sings a mysterious soothing melody that lulls its enemies to sleep. So that's going to be Jigglypuff because it's level 14 and number 39. I believe Wigglytuff is number 40. And then the numbers should match up to 54 out of 64. So this originally cardstock come from a Jigglypuff from Jungle. Next up we have Nidoqueen, whose HP is half of that of the Nidoran that we just had. And this is the most fun part for me, so I'm going to read that. So, said to live in huge colonies deep in jungles, although no one has ever returned from there. Number 71. Number 30 out of 64. I'm trying to think of who that might be. Maybe Vileplume or Victory Bell? I'm going to say Victory Bell. Not really sure what that one would be. I don't think it's Venomoth. I don't think it's Vileplume. But number 30 would be around the rarity number from Victory Bell and Venomoth and Vileplume. So I'm not sure on that one. Next up, Nidoking. Wow, that one looks really cool. 850 HP. A timid fairy Pokemon. Yeah, so that's probably going to... That'll be Clefable. Yeah, that'll be Clefable. Got Parasect with a Kabuto. Man, some of these just don't even match up. That's just crazy. Oh, I guess that one we should have known as Victory Bell, because look, it's got Weeping Bell right there. So it looks like we guessed that one right as well. And we definitely got that one right. There's a Clefairy. It's from Clefable from Jungle. So Parasect. And I imagine they just forgot to change its name or something down there. Its genetic code is irregular. It may mutate if it is exposed to radiation from elemental stones. That one's probably not Parasect. It may be Kabuto. Number 130. 351 out of 64. Yeah, that's like Kabuto's number. Graveler. So this one's down here. This is probably Seeking. 900 HP. Got Tangela. 900 HP. Probably based off of Executor. We probably won't try to guess these ones that are super easy. Then we got Porygon from Team Rocket. And that's the right picture, right name, right number down there. So that one's going to be right. There's a Stantler, Odoshishi. So this must have been pre when they had the translations for Neo cards. I don't know if it looks more like maybe closer to the Neo Rev than the Neo Gen. But let's see what it's based off of. It's tongue. Oh, that's Lickitung, number 108. All right, so finally through pack number 1 after this holo, and it's a Tangela. So we just had Tangela over there. It's still based off of the Execute. So I wonder if you can get a holo Charizard and a non-holo Charizard. All right, next up. See if it can challenge us a little bit in trying to figure out what Pokemon these card stocks are originally from. If any of you are not following that, I'm sure I didn't explain that very well. But you just posted questions. Oh, I already revealed the holo like a dummy. But man, check it out. A grass type Alakazam. I wonder what this one is from. 56 out of 82. Probably Ekans. Let's see. A carnivore that swallows its prey whole. Pidgeys and Spearows are its favorite food. Number 23. Definitely Ekans from Team Rocket. So that was the original card stock for this card. And what I'm saying by that is they took an Ekans from Team Rocket, which should match up to the card number 5682 and, you know, this stuff, maybe even the attacks themselves. You can see the weakness also matches for an Ekans. And then what they do is they just change some of this other stuff, and then they turned it into a holographic card. Next up, we have Arbok, 950 HP. That picture looks like in the background. I'm going to just say, without looking at anything else, this is going to be a Scyther. Let's see what's... Oh, yeah. Sword Dance and Slash. That's definitely Scyther. You can even see where it says that Scyther's slash attack base damage is 60 instead of 30. And if you're familiar with Jungle, you're going to know that that background is definitely from Scyther. I wonder why that Mew card had such cool stuff down there. Alright, so this is Seeking. 500 HP. Got Leer and Horn Attack. That's probably going to be Rhyhorn. Its massive bones are 1,000 times harder than human bones that can easily knock off a trailer flying. And the reason we know this is Rhyhorn instead of Rhydon, even if you didn't know the Pokemon number or the level, you could look right here, 61 out of 64. Number 61 is going to be a common in Jungle, and Rhydon was an uncommon. So we know that one definitely has to be Rhyhorn. Next up we have Gyarados. Wow, that one looks really cool. 700 HP. Not sure with the spark, probably a Pikachu. Mouse Pokemon, another indicator that is going to be Pikachu. Let's see what it says down here. When several of these Pokemon gather, their electricity can build and cause lightning storms. Number 25, that is Pikachu, and it is from Jungle. Ooh, we've got Articuno. So far, I can't really tell other than I think it should be Zapdos from Thunderbolt and Thunder. Electric Pokemon. Let's see what it says down here. A legendary bird. Yes, number 145. Definitely Zapdos. And it's based off of base set 2. Anytime you have a set out of 130 and it's from like the original stuff, it's going to be from base set 2. Next up, we have Dragonair. I'm going to tell you now, I see thick-skinned. That means it is Snorlax, because I see thick-skinned. That means it is Snorlax, because that was the Pokemon power that Snorlax from the original Jungle or possibly base set 2 had. And you're looking at Body Slam. That's definitely Snorlax. Very lazy, just eats and sleeps. So again, Snorlax. Number 143 out of 64. So 27 out of 64 means it's the rare from Jungle, not the holo. Wow, look at that. That looks super nice. Hope we get a holo of that one in the next pack. So we got Gyarados, and he's based off of Rapidash, because you can see the Ponyta right there. Got 950 HP. And being out of 64, it is definitely from Jungle. Next up, Krabby, based off the Kadabra. As you can see, Abra right there, out of 130, so it's from the base set 2 stock, not base set. Man, these double energies like side by side, that's really kind of cool. This means just 6 energies to do Super Psy. Alright, next up we have Marowak. And so far I haven't been able to guess it. It says Lonely Pokemon, so I mean, I would almost say that it is, I would say it was a Cubone. Let's see what we got going on down here. Because it never moves its skull helmet. Yeah, so this is a Cubone. There's 104. You got 50 out of 64. Next up, we have a Ladybug based off Vileplume, because there's Gloom. You have Gloom evolves into Vileplume. And then Petal Dance was definitely its attack from the Jungle release. And you can see that there. Next up, we have Donphan. And he was spelled it terribly, based off of Weepinbell. Weepinbell was the original stock. You can see the Bellsprout right there. And then 64 from the Jungle. So far we haven't had any of these cards snuff us on where the original stock came from. Let's see if we can keep that going. We have one more pack. I want to make sure that I keep the holo a surprise this time. Hoping we pull us a Charizard. Boom. Hitmong. Hitmong. Is it not Hitmonchan? But they got 1,000 HP. Like, wow. And it's based off of Mr. Mime. If you know anything about Jungle, you know Mr. Mime had this Pokemon Power Invisible Wall, which was pretty killer. Basically, you had to attack him with something that did 10 or 20 damage, otherwise you weren't doing any damage to Mr. Mime. Next up, we have Golduck, and this is going to be based off of a Oddish, Gloom, Vileplume. So here's Oddish. This is based off of the Gloom. There's Victory Bell. This is coming from Snorlax again, so it looks like the guy reused some of the same cards more than once. I kind of like the colorless ones. Yeah, the pictures have a good bit of creativity to them. Well, actually, they don't really. I mean, some of these are just reused, but some of these pictures I'm not sure where they got from. Maybe they got from the game or something. Hey, check it out. It's a Venonat on a Venonat card evolving from Venonat. So this is definitely a Venomoth card, because Venonat can't evolve from himself. Next up we have Graveler, and that's definitely a Geodude, not Graveler, and he's coming out from Seeking, just like the previous one we saw. Boom! We got Blastoise, and this is from a Dodrio. But alright, so let's see if it's got any cool stats on here. It uses its 3 brains to execute now, so it's just talking about Dodrio there. But wow, we got us a Blastoise. That one deserves to go in the background. We have a Marowak again, based off of Pikachu with its 6 energies to do an attack. Next up we have Gengar, which would have been really epic, but that is Haunter. That is not Gengar. 1200 HP with Paris in the top. I mean, means this card was based off of Parasect. Then we have Kangaskhan, which is really cool, and you can tell it's the exact same base stock as the Blastoise. It came from a Dodrio. It's got Dodua up there in the top left, and all the other information was the same as well. Then we have Mewtwo, and this Mewtwo is actually correct. Man, that's what I'm talking about. It's coming off of a Paris. Paris of all Pokemon. And then it doesn't have anything cool down there in the bottom. I wonder why that first Mew had, you know, such a weird information thing here there in the bottom. But cool. So we got Mewtwo and Blastoise in that pack, and we still haven't got to the holo yet, which is Porygon. Okay, so that was kind of anticlimactic. I've already seen Porygon. He's not very cool. But anyways, I hope you guys had fun with this video. I did. I thought that was pretty cool. The packs themselves look neat, and then the cards, they were fun to go through. But don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll try to post more videos very soon. Thanks.